Hey gang, welcome back. It's Ronnie with RC Bassett. Thanks for joining us again today. I really appreciate all of you out there who are watching these videos, leaving comments, and subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate your viewing these videos. It really helps the channel out and helps the channel to grow. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something that you've got to deal with every season, or most every season, and that is getting your rod and reel spooled back up and getting ready to head back out on the water. So you've got to make some decisions about fishing line, weights and tests of line, different types of line, mono, fluoro, braid. What do you need to order to get ready for the upcoming fishing season? So here at RC Bassin, we're doing much the same thing, and we had to make some decisions on what we were going to do about our fishing line situation going into the spring. So I want to talk about a company who manufactures fishing line. And I really got exposed to this company when I was out on a fishing trip with some guys, and I needed some line to spool up one of my reels, and I just didn't have anything with me that I really wanted to use. So one of the guys I was fishing with said, "Hey, here's some line, you can use this." I put it on the rod and reel. Man, it casted super smooth. Had no, low memory on it. I mean, it was just a great experience. And so when we got back to the parking lot after we got through fishing, we got off the water, I was like, "Dude, look, where did you get this fishing line from?" And so that's when he told me about this company, Vicious Fishing Line. And so Get Vicious is their logo, and their Vicious Fishing Line is out of this world, man. So I put an order in. Just recently got it. I'm going to take you through the order real quick, just show you some of the fishing line that I received from them, that I ordered and got in, and we'll talk a little bit about the company. And if you stick around, right, till the end of the video, we're going to do something special, and I've even got an opportunity to share with you my chart that I use to help guide me through what type of line, what pound test I need to use for my different baits that I'm going to be throwing, and how I set up my rod and reels with fishing line. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Okay, so here's the order we got, and this is a box, and it is packed full of fishing line, man. This company, Vicious Fishing, here's the invoice in the shipping, and they're out of Newburgh, Indiana. So local company. I'm in Kentucky, they're in Indiana. I always like to try to give my business to local companies in the area. And like I said, their product is great. You're not going to be disappointed if you give them a chance and try some of their fishing line. Prices are really reasonable. They've got great customer service. The website is super slick and easy to use. So here I got a spool of 10-pound clear blue fluorescent 660 yard spool. I believe this is monofilament I ordered. And then the cool thing about this box is it's reusable. It has a line feeder on it. It's even got a little line cutter on the top of the box that you can use to help respool your reels, and just stick a roll of line in here and reuse the box. I got 3 separate 100 yard spools of fluorocarbon. And all 3 of these are 8-pound tests. So they've got different sizes, different lengths of spools that you can purchase. I've got 2 of the Pro Elite Fluorocarbon. Both of these are 10. One's 10, one's 12-pound tests, and these are 200 yard spools of line. Right, so you can get your monofilament, you can get your fluorocarbon. I've got some more mono in here. This is low vis green, some 10 and 17-pound tests. And I'll kind of give you some tips on what I use these 2 spools of monofilament 10 and 17-pound test for. And then I've got some of the Get Vicious Braid, and these are in 150 yard spools, and this is 15-pound test all 4 of these. And they've got some really nice color to them. The color doesn't fade, doesn't bleed off on your hands like some of the cheaper braid line does. And I've used some cheap braid. Let me tell you, I'm always looking for a deal on fishing line. And I've purchased some that, as soon as it gets wet, it looks like an ink pen busted in your hand. That might be exaggerating a little bit, but you kind of get what I'm talking about. And this stuff absolutely does not bleed on your hands at all. Really keeps its color a long time as well. So really great products from Vicious Fishing, and can't wait to get out there and try this stuff out. So for my spinnerbait fishing, right, you're kind of like, well, Ronnie, why are you buying a bunch of monofilament? I like to throw my spinnerbaits using monofilament, right? You get a little bit more stretch in the line. Yeah, you can see it a little bit more in the water. It shows up more. But when you're burning that spinnerbait by, I don't really think the fish are really looking at the line too much. They're reacting to the vibration and the flash of that spinnerbait. And so when you go to set the hook, a lot of times if they're grabbing it before they really swallow it, or if they don't really commit to it and choke it, you'll jerk that that line too quick. And if you're using fluoro, or especially if you're throwing braid, you'll rip that bait right out of their mouth and you'll miss setting the hook. So I like that little bit of stretch in monofilament, and I like throwing them on monofilament line. And I use about a 17-pound test when I'm throwing my bigger spinner baits, and I'll go down as low as a 10-pound if I'm throwing something smaller without a trailer or a smaller spinner bait. And then I also like to use monofilament when I'm using hard body topwater baits. Again, for the same reason, you know, when the fish blows up on it, if you're using braid or fluoro, there's not much stretch in those lines. There's no stretch in braid at all. And if you go to set the hook, you'll jerk that bait completely out of their mouth and you'll miss that strike. So that's why I like to use the monofilament. The braid. So let's talk about braid. I like using braid when you're flipping jigs, fishing heavy cover, when you're using your flipping baits. I like using braid on frogs and toads on topwater. When you're really trying to cut through those pads and grass. So that's the reason I like to throw braid, and the reason I ordered some braid. And then fluorocarbon is just an all around great line to use. And your fluorocarbon is very versatile. Crankbaits, jerkbaits, Carolina rigs, Texas rig, any other type of fishing that you're doing, I like to use fluorocarbon. I like these smaller spools of line. You can stick them in a small tackle bag. You can stick them in a tackle box or something, and you don't have to worry about taking up a whole lot of space to carry them. And then I've got some other bigger spools of fluorocarbon, just so like if I'm spooling up multiple rods with the same pound test, same type line, I like to have a little bit more line available, and I can hang on to my smaller packs, my smaller spools, and carry those with me. So those are some of the things that I do with my fishing line. And again, I just decided that I was going to order all my fishing line from one spot. I had an opportunity to use Vicious Fishing Line. And man, it's just a great product. You won't be disappointed in it, and you need to head over to Vicious Fishing Line and check them out. Okay, local company, local business, and I really like to throw my support behind local folks. Okay, added bonus here, right? I have a chart that I use, and it kind of tells me based on the bait that I'm throwing, what type of line and what pound test that I want to use. Everyone is different. There's no two people that have the same opinion probably about fishing line types, braid, mono, or fluorocarbon, and what you use them for. The main thing is that you find out what works best for you and what helps you catch more fish, commit to it and stick with it, and then just fine tune it over time. So my chart that I'm willing to share with you guys is just that. It's my opinion. It's not endorsed by anyone. I made it up, and you can try it and see if it helps you. If you're just trying to figure out what type of line you need to use for what type of bait you're throwing, you know, use it or don't use it. I just want to make sure that you have an opportunity to start from somewhere. You don't have to build it from scratch like I did. So I'll share that with you. Now, I told you there was going to be a special at the end of this video, so I want to make sure I carry through with that. What we're going to do here at RC Bassin, right, is I have a complete spool of Vicious Fishing Line here, brand new. It's never been opened. And this is the 10-pound test, low vis green, and I think this is monofilament. So what we're going to do here at RC Bassin is we're going to look for 20 likes and subscribers to this video. So all you have to do is comment down below for a chance to win this spool of fishing line. Just hit a thumbs up, leave a comment, and say I subscribed, and hit the subscribe button to the channel. And when we get to 20, we'll do a free drawing or a quick drawing, and we'll send out this spool of fishing line to the winner. Okay, so that's what I have for you today with regard to fishing line. My decision is to commit to Vicious Fishing Line this spring and use their products throughout the season. Hope this helps you catch more fish and improves your hookup ratio when you do get those strikes and bites. All right, till we talk again, tight lines, stay safe, and hook 'em up.